Do you have an old charger lying around in a drawer? Don't throw it away just yet. In this video, we'll explore some super creative DIY ways to turn that old charger into useful items. From a voltage booster for dead batteries to a power supply for high-level electronics projects. With just a few simple steps, you can not only recycle but also create unique, cost-effective, and eco-friendly products. Let's get started and turn trash into treasure, impressing everyone with your creativity. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss out on more awesome DIY ideas. All of these items are easy to find at electronics stores or can be repurposed from old things around the house. Don't worry if you're just starting out. I'll guide you through each step in detail. This charger is way too old to use. The cable is frayed and the internal wires are broken. But that doesn't mean it's useless. With a bit of creativity and some basic tools, we can give it a brand new purpose and turn it into something surprisingly useful. This will allow us to salvage the wire inside for our DIY project. Once you got the wire, strip off the outer insulation to reveal the copper strands. Don't forget to like and subscribe for my channel. These wires are still perfectly usable and can be repurposed for powering small devices, connecting components, or even building a custom power supply. It's a simple step, but opens up tons of creative possibilities. Inside this charger, you'll find 4 different wires, but we only need the red and black ones. These two are usually the power wires, red for positive and black for negative. Often, the green wire is a ground or earth wire, providing safety by preventing electrical shock. The white wire might be used for data communication or as a neutral wire in some cases. However, for most basic DIY power projects, these wires aren't necessary, so we typically focus on just the red and black power wires. I have this alarm clock that stopped working because its battery is dead. Instead of throwing it away, let's bring it back to life. We'll replace the dead battery with a new battery. It is working normally again. The clock itself functions well. So we just need to replace or fix the battery to get it running again. As someone who loves recycling batteries, I'm going to revive this dead battery and give it a new life. I will try measuring their voltage. This is a regular battery. This battery is completely drained. These is no voltages. This battery has run out of capacity due to long-term use. This type of battery is also not designed to be recharged, so boosting the voltage cannot fully restore it to its original state. To revive the dead battery, we need to gently boost its voltage using the charger. This process helps wake up the battery by pushing a small current through it, which can sometimes restore its ability to hold a charge. Make sure to use a charger with the correct voltage and current limits to avoid damaging the battery further. For each project, you'll need an old charger. The ideal choice is a 5V or 9V unit, like the ones commonly used for old phones. They're easy to find, and their voltage is perfect for most small DIY electronics. Connect the red wire to the battery's positive terminal and the black wire to the negative terminal. Keep an eye on the battery while charging. Don't leave it unattended to prevent overheating or any safety hazards. With patience and care, this simple step can bring your battery back to life. Charge it little by little, gently and patiently. You'll know it's working when you start to feel the battery getting warm. That's a good sign. The battery has now been boosted, and I can feel it warming up slightly in my hand. That's a good sign. It means the current is flowing and the battery is starting to come back to life. Now I'm going to use a multimeter to measure the voltage and see if the battery is holding a charge. This step helps us confirm whether the boosting process was successful. Now I'm inserting the revived battery back into the alarm clock. And it's working. The clock starts ticking again, proof that the battery has been successfully brought back to life. Simple, effective, and satisfying. Let's try the battery in another clock. And there it goes, working perfectly again. That's 2 for 2. This just shows how a little effort can bring old things back to life. Let's move on to the second way to repurpose this old charger. Now for the second use of this old charger, I'm going to turn it into a handy rust remover with just a few extra components. We can use electricity to clean up rusty tools and bring old metal parts back to life. Prepare 2 utility knife blades. Next, trim utility blades to make them shorter. This helps fit them better into our setup and makes the process safer to handle. Now, I'll solder the 2 wires from the charger onto the 2 metal blades. This will create the electrodes needed for our rust removal setup. The soldering iron tip is covered with rust and black residue, which means it's not heating up properly. When the tip gets dirty or oxidized like this, it won't transfer heat efficiently, making it really hard to melt the solder and create a solid connection. If you try to solder with a tip in this condition, the solder just won't stick, and the joint will be weak or unreliable. It's important to clean or replace the tip to get good results. Because the tip is too rusty, it can't properly heat up or melt solder, making it impossible to solder anything. That's why I need to clean it thoroughly first. I'll be using this old charger to perform electrolysis and clean the soldering iron tip, a simple and effective way to remove rust and restore its performance. I'll be using solder as the sacrificial metal in this electrolysis process to help clean the rust off the soldering iron tip. Next, I'll attach the ends of the wires to the two metal blades, setting up the electrodes for the electrolysis cleaning process. Please watch the video until the end and let me know which method you like most. I look forward to hearing from you. For the electrolysis process, we need an electrolyte solution, and salt water is an easy and effective choice. It helps conduct electricity between the electrodes and breaks down the rust. Next, carefully place the two metal pieces into the solution, making sure they don't touch each other. Once everything is set up, plug in the charger to start the electrolysis process. You'll see bubbles forming. That's a sign the rust is breaking down and being removed. Keep an eye on it and let it run for about 10 to 15 minutes depending on how rusty the tip is. Afterwards, unplug everything and rinse the soldering iron tip with clean water. You'll notice it looks much cleaner and ready for soldering again. Now that the tip is clean, I'm going to put it back on the soldering iron and get to work. It's heating up perfectly and ready for soldering. After cleaning the soldering iron tip, you can see how much better it performs. The solder melts quickly and smoothly, spreading evenly over the joint. This ensures a strong, reliable connection without cold solder joints or weak spots. With a clean tip, the heat transfers efficiently, making the whole soldering process faster and much easier. And now, for the final trick, I'll demonstrate how you can boil water with just this old charger. It's a fun and surprising DIY hack you don't want to miss. Once the soldering is done, I'll place a wooden stick between the two metal blades to prevent them from touching and causing a short circuit. After that, I'll connect the charger power and carefully immerse the setup into the jar of saltwater solution I prepared earlier. However, be very careful. This setup involves electricity and water, so always make sure your connections are secure and never touch the water while it's powered. In just 5 minutes, you'll see the water start to boil, a surprising result from such a simple setup. Today, we've explored some amazing ways to breathe new life into old chargers, from reviving dead batteries, removing rust with electrolysis, to even boiling water with just a simple setup. It's incredible how much value you can get from something that would otherwise be thrown away. Great results. Do you like this idea? Thanks for watching the video. Goodbye and see you in the next video.